Floss Tube. Welcome to my channel. I'm Jessie, and this is Bobo Jessie Stitches. Today is going to be Flossoween number 10, although really it's a combination of 7 or 8, 9, and 10, since the last time I recorded was on the 7th. So first, this is going to be a special edition of our Flossoween, which is for our marathon stitching for a good cause in support of the Coalition to Stop Violence Against Native Women. So I want to acknowledge that I am on the ancestral homes of the Kowah-Wiltakan tribe, and I want to acknowledge that. So as you may be aware, I did pledge to stitch 100 hours in Tilton Crafts Sailor Moon Squad by artwork by Daniel Kordick in order to support the cause. I'm not going to show my progress. That's not the purpose of this particular thing, but I am participating in the cause, and I wanted to encourage everyone to learn about what is happening to our Indigenous women, girls, and two-spirited folks who are our countrymen, although they are the native tribes. And there is a lot of violence that happens against them at a greater proportion compared to the population in other races. And so to kind of give some statistics that can be overwhelming and can be triggering for some folks, but Indigenous women and girls are murdered at a rate that's 10 times higher than any other ethnicity in the United States. And in fact, it is the third leading cause of death for our Native women and girls and two-spirited individuals, which is unbelievable when you hear about those numbers. I've seen statistics that range anywhere from 1 in 3 women, girls have experienced a sexual assault, as well as high as up to 50%. By comparison, the numbers in the general American women population is 1 in 9. And of course, we know for a fact that those are based on reported numbers, and those are estimates. And that number actually could be higher based on the number of people who are not reporting. And of course, in this particular instance, because we're talking about Native individuals, they experience assault by individuals who are white or non-native at a higher percentage than other ethnicities as well. So it is a very harrowing statistic to think about, and and behind every number is a person that is experiencing that is suffering that, and there is a family, and there are people who love them, who are going through their secondary trauma of watching someone they love go through violence and assault and trauma. And we have to be aware of that. And then this nation has a general rule: we don't really support survivors of assault. And so I do encourage you, if you are able to financially support the coalition and their work, please do. It's, the ability to educate, to provide resources, to legislate, to help lobby for legislation that will help support, not only to prevent violence against this vulnerable community, but also to provide support so that they can survive it. And doing the work that I do, I know that there's so much secondary work, right? There's the legal work that comes within what a lot of people think of, but there's also psychological treatment, therapy, medical treatment. Sometimes you can rise up to the level of disability and the inability to work. And so just kind of being able to kind of support that work. And if you're not able to financially support, that's okay. Elevate the voices of this cause. If there is legislative action that's being pursued, call your congressman, call your local legislatures. There's a lot that can be done, not only at the federal level, but at the state level as well, to be able to support the work that is being done to protect this community. And and if you're not comfortable making those phone calls, I hope that you do, to be a civic engaged individual. Spread the word. If you're on social media, if you see campaigns, talk about it. It's a reminder that, humanizing people makes a big difference. And when you support and you provide care and love in all of its forms, right? In social programming, in government support, in showing up to fundraisers, showing up to events, and 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 acknowledging the beauty of the culture, and acknowledging that we took their land, right? It's that's a lot. It goes a lot. And when you support the most vulnerable of our community, you raise all of us up. And when you protect the most vulnerable, when you focus on those individuals and you say, you know what, I know everyone hurts, right? There is harm being done across the board to a lot of different people. But when you focus on the ones that are being targeted, that are being forgotten in the efforts to support them, but when you focus on that, it helps us all. And it helps bring a healthier society, a happier, and where we're all safer. And so, if nothing else, it serves the society as a whole. And that's a good thing too. So that's my serious part of this. This is my special portion of this floss tube. And so I did say in my last week's floss tube, what was floss tube number 20, that's a formal floss tube, this is still Flossoween number 10, that if you were supporting the cause, whether in any way, whether you donated to me or to somebody else, or even if you're stitching, as long as you were supporting the cause, I asked you to put in a comment into that floss tube with using the word cause, C-A-U-S-E, and then I was going to pick a random comment picker, and that was going to be to receive, I gotta reach, my second box that I had purchased from Forbidden Fiber Co.'s 13 Days of Halloween. And I wanted to do this quickly enough so that you can receive it and be able to also experience 13 Days of Halloween before Halloween arrives, right? What's the point of spooky stitching if you can't spooky stitch? So I actually right now in real time have not done the comment, so I don't know who the winner is, but I'm going to insert a video right here of me doing the random comment picker and seeing who won. So right here. All right, everyone, here it is. Time for the random comment picker for the 13 days of Halloween from Forbidden Fiber Co. Here is the link to my video. Here is the word cause. Let's get you to comments and scroll down a little bit. Oh, 4 people. All right, well, that's some good chances. All right, let's take a look. Carol, you won again. Thank you so much for commenting. So her comment said, I really love that your stitchy interests are so varied. I just started my first HAID. Oh, wow. I have never done a HAID. Good luck with that. Like, genuinely. I might manage to finish it in my lifetime. LOL. I hear that a lot. One local cause I support yearly is the Santa's Posse at the Sheriff's Department. They collect food and gifts for families in need to give them a brighter holiday. I think they managed to help over 200 families last year. There are so many worthwhile causes out there. That is very, very true, Carol. And yeah, gifts for families in need for our holidays. That is really definitely a good cause. I definitely always support those every year as well. So congratulations. I'm going to go give you a comment on, actually I've already been in touch with you on Instagram. I'm just going to let you know via Instagram. All right. Congratulations. Congratulations. Fantastic. This is now weird because I'm talking about this like this has already happened. But I'm going to go ahead and comment on the person's post, and then please reach out to me on Instagram with an address. Tomorrow is Indigenous Peoples Day, so I am, so I find that this is very good timing, which means that the U.S. Post Office is not going to be open, but I'll definitely get it to the post office and dropped off as soon as I have an address, and I'll send a tracking number and everything. Congratulations, and thank you for supporting the cause. And so with that, I am now officially going to put on my hat, and Fun Floss Tube is going to begin. So, not that it wasn't fun before, but sometimes you gotta take a moment to talk about serious things. And now we're going to switch over to the Flossoween side of things. So, as I mentioned in my last Flossoween, I was going to be out of town this weekend for a family wedding. It was great. We did go up to the Grand Metropolis, which is Granbury, Texas, which is where my husband's aunt, uncle, and their family live, and it was their oh my goodness, it was their granddaughter who is the one who got married. So so we went and celebrated with that. So I have 3 things to open for the Black Needle Society's Trick or Treat box. And so hold on, this is going to be longer than 4 minutes. So so let's start with number 8. Now this is obviously going to be it's all new to me. I haven't been watching any of the Flossoweens, and I've been avoiding spoilers all weekend, so I don't know what it is. But so here's number 8. Honestly, like touching it, like when I pulled it out, I really was hoping this is a Love You More studio bag, but I don't know if it is. But let's see what it is. Wow. Ah! This is a little strange. All right, here we go. Oh, nope, it's not a Love You More studio bag. But it is a project bag. It's a giant project bag. It's in plastic. Hopefully the glare is not too bad. So as you can read it with me. The foulest stench is in the air. The funk of 40,000 years. And grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver. For no more mortal can resist the evil of the Thriller. Obviously that is for Michael Jackson's Thriller. And so, wow. Let's see if I can get... Oh, I lost my penny. Tell you who the bag is from. The bag is by Chatty Nora. Fantastic. Well, that's exciting. Here you go. All right. And so next up is number 9, and the bag is a vampire. So let's see what this is. Excuse me. It's fabric. Oh my goodness. All right. So this is it's a Fat 8 32 count linen from Be Stitch Me called Catacombs. Oh my goodness, y'all, look at this. Look at this. Wow, isn't that beautiful? That's pretty true. Looking at that coloring is pretty true. Like that. Absolutely beautiful, which makes me believe it might be a called for fabric, or is it just sit with me while I scratch it to see if it's a called for fabric. It is a called for fabric by the designer in my second kitted Halloween project. Makes sense. Excuse me. And then last but not least is number 10. Well, since we got some fabric, do you think we got some floss? Probably a good guess. Oh my gosh, it's tons of floss. Oh my, it is, wow. It is all the flosses, y'all. It's all the flosses. It's a big old batch of DMCs. There you go. I'm not going to go through each of them. It's a giant stash of DMC flosses. Well, okay. Man, now I'm excited. Like, what's the pattern going to be? We'll have to wait patiently. I hope maybe it's tomorrow, maybe on the 11th. We'll see. Y'all, have you seen this? Some people have already finished the Helga's campfire from Bendy Stitches. Like, it's been like less than a week. Like, y'all, really. Faces to everyone. I mean, I'm happy that y'all are able to stitch that quickly, but I was just shocked. Like, so I think I saw it like 2 or 3 days later. I'm like, how are you able to do that? But yep, it's the thread pack by DMC for the called for the neck. For the kit, that's coming. That's exciting. I like that. I like being able to get everything that you need. It's one of the reasons why I really like the Forbidden Fiber Co. and got the box. And not saying that, you know, but sometimes the Black Needle Society, like it's not a full on kit. Like you get it. Sometimes there's fabric with the pattern. Sometimes there isn't. Sometimes it's the floss is part of the called for floss in the pattern, but it isn't. You know, it just kind of depends. It seems, and that's okay. You know, it doesn't mean I haven't enjoyed it, but everything's behind me. I took everything out apparently. All right. So next up is going to be the Forbidden Fabric box, right? So let's start with, I got 2. So right, the 8th, I've been opening up each one of these envelopes every other day because there's 13 colors. So I'm opening it every other day. So that way it gets me all the way through to October 26th. And that way it kind of extends it out because I'm not going to finish all the stitching between now and the end of the month, right? So here's number 4. Let's see what number 4 is going to offer. Ooh, look at this color. Full Moon. I had a feeling that the next color was going to be Full Moon based on how the stitching was going. And so here's Full Moon. Got 2 skeins of that. That's going to obviously be the moon. so yeah. Here we are on that one. I actually have stitched enough that I can add this in. And then number 5. So here's number 5. And this one is Headless Horseman. I actually don't know where this is in the pattern, so hopefully I have stitched towards it where you can be able to see it. All right. That's exciting. So that means I got 2 more colors to add in. And so we are working on this pattern, Haunted House, again from Forbidden Fiber Co. And everything is their call toward their fabric, everything. And so the color is called Dappled Moon, or Dappled Moonline, correct me. And so this is what I have done so far. Sorry. Fortunately, you don't really get me ever able to iron it. So as you see, I'm working up the Haunted House. So y'all, do you see it? If you're working on this, do you see the mistake that's right there in the 2 little windows right here? Trigger by moving that one. See, like, so one set, the one right closest to my finger, they line up. Then the other set, the one that's on this side, they don't line up. That was a miscount because I was watching The Guilty on Netflix, that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal where he's a 911 operator. And when I got to that part in the count, something really intense was happening on the movie. And so I miscounted. It is a good movie. I actually would probably recommend it. It is intense. It is intense. Maybe not while you're trying to do some counting on some cross stitch. Just saying. Now, I didn't frog it. I didn't fix it. I felt like that was fine. You know, it's not like it. You know, this is not a symmetrical house, as you can see on one side of the window. It's big windows versus the other. So I was okay with that. That it didn't. It's not going to quite line up. But just saying, don't watch The Guilty and try to do counted cross stitch. Watch The Guilty and do fill in the blank color cross stitch. Like do some color blocks there. So that's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I don't know how much more stitching I'll get done. It's been a long weekend. We just, our trip there took us a little over 5.5 hours to get there. Our drive back didn't take as long because there was this big caravans of people driving all the way up to Dallas for the Red River Shootout for the game between UT and University of Texas and Oklahoma. And so we had a lot of traffic on our way up, so it took us a long time. And then, of course, our regular drive was 4.5 hours back. So I'm probably going to take a nap. I might not get too much stitching in here. But either way, I will see y'all tomorrow back to our normal Flossoween schedule, 4 to 5 minute videos. And I'll have some more silly Halloween things to talk about. All right? But with that, I'm going to say that I hope wherever you are, you're having a stitching good time. And I do hope that the Stitching for a Good Cause does continue all the way through the end of the month, through October 31st, through Halloween. Please follow Michelle Bendy, to Erin Martini Stitcher and Rebel Stitcher on Instagram. They're doing auctions and and everything to be able to continue to support the cause. And whatever you can do is what you can do. And as long as it's coming from a good place, then that's what matters. So take care, everyone, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.